dorje chanche de lo na ro da ma ba me la che che ga bo ba de sa she ja ken ken karma ba she she choy ge je pan ze na da nian da zha mian yin gen da rinpo che riwan pa sam ge xin de chen pa ma mo pa yin lo do ko lo rinpo che norbo rinpo che simo rinpo che sa she
아든지 된숨바 내 더그리 차와 셰자네 내 랑게 집에 드부랑 드부라 랑 제바디 제법보 신비 풍분이를 민지 신라 민민바오 대더양 먹군을 주발래 대더양 먹군을 주발래 더그리 차 제다부 셰나 랑게 제베 레기 남브라미 번요 시대 신다다 투모원 버데나 다기 셰자오 셰송소 대더마이나 레 제바 슈스바다 마제바다 제베네바 주로 테나 돌레장 리진이 기제벨레네 사당 추라 소발라 미미기 딩이기 스비 봉보다 예제 바실라 미므르 교데 셰수실라 미므르 교셰 송소 된시발라 레기 고겔라 제바 셰샤와네 레기디 제벤 제부디도 미르와 뇽한데 게벨레 사베데 제부데와 뇽시 디벨레 사베 제부동에 뇽 어데드랑 먹을 주발레 치다나 레기 고겔라 제바 인신나랑게 제벤 남브르민 번용한데 게와데메 게벨레 수수 고겔라 제베치 셰송소 전반예샤 총월레야 게와이네 대와 도메게와레 동에 제드르게다메게 레다 제부 세월의 셰송소 대배시변 도래야 사변 차원으로는 지부 차와게월 사변 알원으로는 지붕아 게월 육배다 차원되는 디베나민 차와다 깔변나민 알와 케바이네 셰브르지 셰송소 대응아발레 중국 제발레 지부 첨부로 미번에 디베레 요원도 전에 심기기지게 장기 개발 냐와뇽어 송아 유도 전주선배 저발은 저발레야 간시들의 야스진달라 가정에서 개별 제반에 예수 개별 장식 개별은 냐오로 내분 교시 투배송 셰송소 나게 내버를 좀기 개왕아잘라 소바라 동해뇽을 교와 송바야 유도 첨례경 대부 충을 제외경 지된 버른 지젠다 풍주시보 제교대 콩버송의 도진의 셰송소 개별의 중의경 지부 첨부지의 첨례경 소남 충을 제외경 지된 버른 대전제 된제다게 제교된 루는 풍소 민버시 셰송소 된주벌레 쉬미서 셰자와데네 레디 년보 개범마 마도바 개바타예 브란지부 마미바 라바마 취사오르미 요데 팔레니 유리도 네바타야 지시다나 젠다체는 지부지부리교로 대다코에 동에는 지시 렌데레 이체자나 지게도 시베데라 접수신 디벨레도 어더니 간지라시 좀되니 기부되는 지시자시에 송바다라 기본적인 로케바인데 베남 개부지지 보모된다고 대더라야 도들레 개발레 류진 다갈레나네 개발장 취미사 소신들라 바바난 저분이도 membro 송소 전반에서 총월레야 매네 장원 요야스 롱레샤베스야스 니다당라 롱야스 레기나면 루미시 제 송소 탐지 이신이 노고 타바른 부지게 렌제 용소된 벨리오데 조바오.
To read from the text. The third category, ownership of karma, means that you will experience the results of the actions you create. Results will ripen in the aggregates related to the actor and not anyone else's. The Compendium of Abhidharma states, what does the ownership of karma mean? One experiences the ripening of the actions one has done. It is not shared with anyone else, so it is called ownership. If that were not the case, the karma that was created could be wasted, or there would be the danger of facing a result one had not created. Therefore, in the sutra it says, the actions that were created by Devadatta will not ripen in the earth, water, and so forth, but those actions will ripen in the aggregates and sense bases of that particular individual. To whom else would this karma bring results? The allotment of karma. The fourth category, allotment, means that one will experience happiness and suffering without mistake through the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karmas. One will experience happiness through the accumulation of virtue. By accumulating non-virtue, one will experience the result that is suffering. As well, from the Compendium of Abhidharma, it says, what does the allotment of karma mean? One experiences the maturation of the actions one has done. One strictly experiences the virtue and non-virtue of the actions one has done. From the lesser sutra on the lesser scripture on the close contemplation, one will achieve the happiness through virtue. Suffering results from non-virtue. Furthermore, virtue and non-virtue clearly explain karma and result. The sutra requested by Sudata says, from the hot seed will be born hot fruits, from the sweet seed will be born sweet fruits. With these analogies, the wise understand the ripening of non-virtue is hot and the ripening of white deeds is sweet. The large results from small acts. This means that the ripening of a large result from a small action. For example, regarding non-virtuous deeds, it is said that one will experience the kalpa in the hell room for each instant of negative thought. The Way of the Bodhisattva says, the Buddha has said that whoever bears an evil thought against a benefactor such as that Bodhisattva will remain in hell for as many eons as there were evil thoughts. By one or two instances of negative speech, one experiences sufferings for 500 lifetimes and so forth. The Uddanavarga says, even from a small non-virtue there will be great fear in the next life, and the source of all sufferings, like poison in the stomach. By even a small virtuous action, great results will ripen. The Uddanavarga says, even if one creates small merit, it will lead to great happiness in the next life. One will achieve a great benefit like a prosperous harvest. The sixth category, the inevitability of karma, means that unless the antidote to a karma appears, the result will come without waste or loss even though limitless kalpas have passed. Karma may lie dormant for a long time, but somehow when it meets with the proper conditions, the result will emerge. Thus one becomes afraid of the suffering of samsara and gains confidence in karma and result. It is said, one who turns his back on the sufferings of samsara and abstains from non-virtuous deeds, but who is interested only in his own peace, is called the mediocre person. As it is said, one can cultivate the mind of a middling person. For example, see the 7 daughters of King Krika. The Sutra of 100 Karmas, of the 100 rights, says all the karmas of all the beings will not be lost in 100 kalpas. When all the causes and conditions come together, the result will ripen. The smaller close contemplation says, it is possible for even fire to become cold. It is possible for even the wind to be leashed by rope. It is possible even for the sun and moon to fall to the ground. But the maturing of karma is infallible. This is the 6th chapter dealing with karma and result from the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the Noble Teachings.
다들이야 가산디 미교와 달로 미교와 니만이 시엔다 미교 마시나서 이내 다 미교와 마시 카메라지 인스레 드네 뉴산 다 양가르치 뉴산 다 가산 타겐가 나로리아 드네 지가르레 다데네 텐드비 미기와 수부 미기와 주부디 제발라 데네 드부텔라 넘버 미베 드부당 아니 유팀베 드부당 왕게 드부당 어디 다베 드부라 서버다 데게 지가르 드부 다드주 시라 슈모고체 슈모고체는 지금에도 삼정도 다드네 나미치중 세나다도 디바 지양게 계제디 소용주사네 다드네 나미치중의 디바 지양고라 중세지 슈비나 삼정게
We spent the last 2 days talking about non-virtues, and so I thought it would be better not to talk about them, but I have no choice. There's a bit more to say. So once again, I will speak about virtues. Now, in the jewel, I will speak about non-virtues. In the jewel ornament of liberation, it discusses how when you commit a non-virtue, the result you experience can be of different types: the result of full ripening, the causally compatible result, the dominant result, and so forth. So I think it's not necessarily to discuss the specific results that are listed there. However, what is worth discussing, or necessary to discuss, is how the size or the scale of the action affects the scale of the misdeed affects the result that one will experience.
다데래야 나미기 드부디 소용주사네 나미기 드부 쳐 침비 냐와를 농구여봐 증기 이다도 농구여봐 탐해지 가수에 오 돈도를 농구여봐 다들 내 손을 알아 되네 다는 신 텔레 도디 개완을 시미나 나미기 드부 충육이 아니 밀레기르스 증비게 데벨할 지르스 신비게 칸코머니기 할라 자와랭그레스 숨버레스
And so it says about the results of the fully ripened results that the fully ripened result of a great misdeed is to be reborn in the hells. The fully ripened result of a moderate misdeed is to be reborn as a hungry ghost, and the fully ripened result of a small misdeed is to fall into the animal realms. Likewise, it also talks about the opposite of this. If you commit a small virtue, then the fully ripened result is birth as a human. A medium virtue results as birth as a god of the desire realm, and a great virtue results as rebirth in the 2 higher realms of the gods.
이내야 다 진짜 숨버디 계획 남이 치중 진짜 숨버디 니루 롱제 내당 지기 류당 롱제라서 롱제다 첼라서 대주게 상연라 고네 되게 숨바 마 되게 숨바레스 마도베게 러빈 쩌르 고민 제베 롭징레 가르스노르사나 디실람데 조아데버 체게 볼람델하도 루이미니 레민다 카딘린지 미엄지던 도시미스 손아래 다 디기 되나 도도르 가르사나 데네 담배체 냠솔레발이야 데네 땡상셔르디 가르사나 다 가르르다지 점불링바 대지 되게 주주창에 밀리는 것이 somewhere 대화기 저거 주창에 밀리는 것이 나봐 야 말했어 드린 주산에 디균zel 삼 디균셀라 때네 최주베게 류딩이 차나 상당방입니다. 아니 개와 첨부 사바라 되는 미 정부 사바라 되는 되라 충무 사바라 되는 감 고만이 개와지 조고 봐 차로 그래서 드린두산 디균셀 때는 아주 고안들 개와지 랭귀지 충분이나 고안들 개와 랭귀지 뭐주나 야버레스 랭귀지 충분이미나 되네 라버스 용수 줘봐 냠수 렌투베기 아니 미루데 개버지 니리지 용보 쇼치지 니리지기 데 뭐남 채과데 개침으로해서 그래서
So it does state this. However, this is in terms of talking about the fully ripened results. This is in terms of talking about the fully ripened result in terms of the location of your birth, your prosperity, your lifespan, body, and so forth. So it is with that in mind that this is said. However, otherwise it is as the great master Chandragomi said, who said that for the practice of Dharma, the human body is the best, superior to the bodies of the gods and all the other types of beings. And so the essence, or the main point of Chandragomi is that in order to practice Dharma, the best support for that is a human body in this world where we have the 8 leisures and the 10 resources. There is no better birth than that for the practice of Dharma. And so for this reason, if we want to practice Dharma, in terms of for the bodily support, then the best result of a great virtue would be to be born as a human. The result of a medium virtue would be to be reborn as a god of the desire realm. And the result of a small virtue would have to be the birth in the 2 higher realms of the form and formless. Now, of course, it is best not to take birth in samsara, but if we have to take birth in samsara, then the best place to take it, the only place where we can take it and practice the 3 trainings in their entirety, is to be born as a human. And so, for that reason, it is important for us to make aspirations. May I be reborn as a human.
Tene dana singi tomegi, loben tomegi. Da loben tomen zes da 가르쳐다지 아주 배반남기 로변 토메기 제스어래 개규 난데 나로래야 공부 참배 제바인 제바 인순거라 딱 한다래 내주르제베 사 다지 내주르제베 사사는 다도다 사댕아 어다 사댕아 개규 난데 내주르제베 사서 내주르제베 사 나로래 사댕아 찾아는 뒤에 버죠 야 벽로스 제위나 아니 사댕아체 유에데 디낭은 사이무시사죠 사이무시거리야 남이 가르쳐야 남이 지위추 야 주 송유자 남이 지위추 주 아들에서보다 망부지 쉬어야겠다 저리시 쉬먹어제
Now, this is also discussed in the text, the Yogacara Bhumis, the levels of the Yogacara by Asanga. So in the Tibetan tradition, we attribute this text to Asanga. In the Chinese tradition, it is said that it was written by Maitreya. There are the 5 texts on the 5 levels, the 5 volumes of the 5 levels by Maitreya. And in the Chinese tradition, these are said to be all contained within the Yogacara Bhumi. But in the Tibetan tradition, that is considered one of the 5 different texts. In any case, there is a section of this text where it discusses the actual practice, the main part of the text. And in this part, it talks about 6 manners of full ripening. And it is not necessary to explain them all right now.
다전에 가상 류기 매겨숨 나가 매겨숨 난데 전시에게 전시점을 쉬심을 다 류기 매겨와 나가 왜나 다 이기 매겨와 나는데 전시에 로다디 쇼고면로 삼정 로버다와디.
Now yesterday, in discussing the 3 non-virtues of body and 4 of speech, I used one of each as a representative of the others. And so today, among the 3 of mind, I thought I would speak about wrong view as a representative.
다전에 지당기 룽아게 레 듬보데서 말왜 류기 숨나가 시 드린두스다나시 룽아게 레 듬보디 nga망nga마 지가르 nga망nga마 엔 찹체와르지 디버치와르지 치마 디스지 가서 텔레 대되기 아니 양화 예수 다전에 이기 미기와 숨보디 치마 찌와 인스 nga망nga마도 디스 양화를 치마 찌와 인스 소두산에 납심 뇌심 로버다와 인두산 납심레 뇌심디 찌와치 뇌심레 로다디 찌와 데이소.
Now generally among these 7 acts of body and mind, that is the 3 of body and the 4 of speech, so the 7 acts of body and mind, the earlier ones, the former, are considered more severe, and then the latter ones are lighter. So the earlier ones are the most severe or the heaviest, and the later ones are lighter, successively lighter. But with the actions or the non-virtues of mind, it is the latter ones that are heavier and more severe. The earlier ones are lighter. And so, and thus, among covetousness, malice, and wrong view, malice is heavier or more severe than covetousness, and wrong view is more severe than that.
이기 미기와 숨보데 녀모임 레마이스 송가래.
Likewise, it is also said that covetousness and the others of the 3 mental karmas are afflictions, not actions.
드네 주사는 미기와 미기웨 레라 책 개바체고 그러지 버지 차디가 맨도섬 드르 청도.
And so we need to draw a clear distinction between non-virtues and non-virtuous actions.
녀모임이 윤성 가라사나 납심되네 되자기 차도베 녀모지 뇌심되네 샤당가 차도베 녀모지제 로다되네 띠무고 차도베 녀모지 그래.
The reason that they are afflictions is that covetousness is an affliction that is included within desire, subsumed within desire. Malice is an affliction subsumed within hatred. And wrong view is an affliction subsumed within delusion.
레마임비 윤성 가라사나 전에 지게 둘이야 딱 가장 맞지 쉬지 말이야. 지게 둘이야 신답에 신간 대발라서베게 le majerina twenge tulian jibun jungu marevas an daganan singi napsim la soba yebe yineang dene karshwe napsim la soba yebe yinea ji dene lukse wala sobegi jibu togu mares toba nyeba yang mares.
Now, the reason that they are not actions is, as I mentioned the other day. If you do not sow the field in the spring, in the autumn you will reap no crops. Likewise, you may have covetousness, but that does not necessarily result in an action such as killing a sheep.
Tatane lokta din tidan lokta la mangbo jare ni be lokta la zhongdo lokta da kundib lokta yawa cha mangbo jisre ine kap dilia su di kundib lokta di sha go yebre.
Now, there are many different types of wrong views. There are some that are exaggerations, some that are desiring, many different types. But here, what we are primarily discussing are those that are denials.
Tendre kundib ji loda telayang nasi ki yawa cha yusre pena gidi gewa da dibele chewe ne tela dene nami dewa da dunge yung mare sambati jula ko ande bas da na singe rangya nami didu khande ji chumbu yibine ya ta ti ji gidi gel le sabal dene chungwe ge dribu imba misemba ti dribu la ko ande bas.
Now, there are also different types of denials. For example, if we deny that, for example, that because of committing acts that are virtuous or misdeeds, that those will result in experiences of pleasure or pain, then this is the denial of the cause. Secondly, if we deny that the ripened results of happiness or pain that we experience come from previous actions that were virtuous or unvirtuous, then this is the denial of the result. And so there are many other such subtle distinctions and classifications within the denial that is a wrong view.
당분에 여도 요아래데 임베이냐 데네 초직네 여바 하마고 bar 초직은 아주 여 하고 요 말았어 하마고 버터 가라서나 얘는 아주 지 슝 다지 갸베 수럽 되들이야 럽종체 럽종체네 데네 시럽 가르쳐다지 장신 차와서 뭐래 딱 간다 시럽 차와지 마토베 인주산에 시럽 상부로 비들 마토베 인주산 디균셀 때네 예베이네야 뭐신가 말았어 로다들이 정 안아서 당분에 예되네 뭐신가.
Now, we have wrong views that are sort of precursors of these views. You can say that they're precursors or similar to these. These are present within our beings. They have been present from the very beginning, but we don't recognize, we don't understand that they are present. And the reason we say this is that when we study the great texts and the scriptures of the Buddha, we often are not able to achieve the subtle pragya, the subtle discrimination, discriminating wisdom. And so this shows that we have the precursors for these wrong views, but we do not recognize them. They have been with us from the very beginning, but we have not recognized them.
다가난 신기 참삼 깬다 마체베기 왕기 되네 응원도 뭐 이러던 요리 알았어. 응원도 뭐 요의 인상 안고 방해할 수도 있으므로 바라 예외 수도 바라 샤외 수도 예외체 되네 인도산에 응원도 뭐 요의 예외 인도산에 바지다 파데데위미나 로다 매버지 되나네 로다 예대베체 이미데 로다디 응규르 수도 매와 되듯이 돼요 알았어.
Another thing that happens occasionally is that we may have the wrong views, but because we don't or we don't come into the right circumstances, then the wrong views are not revealed, and so the wrong views are latent. It's like they're not evident for us. And in this situation, what happens is that when we look at it from the outside, it seems as if we have no wrong views, but actually we do have the wrong views. They are just not manifest.
나서 길로 나서지 그래서 로다 계단 길로 나서지 그래 이제 다지동에 버릴게요 말대 임비냐 이제 토마르 배춘 삼지 쉬비나다 시당게 왕게 인 심진 신다 심진 지 쇠베 겁리야 아는 로다 가데스키 그래서 계단 길로 가데스키 그래서 배춘 삼 쉬비나.
And so there are many different ways that the wrong views can develop, or that the wrong views can arise. It's not just definitely always the same fashion. So to illustrate this, we can think about how when under the power of hatred we kill a sentient being, how we can use how the wrong view also arises as an example.
Pena tene mijigi ranglea nebar che marang bardabuji che sona tene mitelea neba kendu nida shedan rabu nebar ndebe neba kendu shedan kigre teda nyamdo ane mitele chi tsigzu ma da na shi mitel baje chi 직주보마다 다나 미딜 제 동도에 라야라고 진짜게 느심 기글론 기르.
For example, if there is someone who harms you, or someone who insults you or harms you in some way, then there is a wish to harm them, a malevolent intent and hatred that arises. Along with that, there also, we say harsh words to that sentient being, and we also have the malice of wishing to harm that other.
야 대단냠도 지 되는 심진 될래야 네버는 되베 꿀론 대 telea dide chena digere da dide chena dig mare sabaro da tagana singin di digbare tam gyaware sabaro tindregi takje kham metongwa tagana takje kham mata che ene nundu nebran deba khran ram beji karshwe digduye sambarabji dang te dembayin sambarabji ge tindeji ge dinzingi dushe geres.
So at the same time, we also have the motivation to harm that sentient being, the motivation of wishing to harm the other sentient being. And at that moment, we do not examine whether or not it is okay to act in this way or not, whether this is a virtue or a misdeed. And at that point, all we think is that wish to harm the other being itself is good and right and proper, and we do not examine whether or not it is, and we cling to that as being true.
Today, in this ana, paribo simjen shenliya, today, magyugi simjen shenliya, today sikzub la saba maati, sikzub. Sikzub la saba maati, sikzub dita, lokda yunga shizarab che, lokda yunga shizarab che. Ta sikzub mawa la saba, dezo, dene game me geta, je linye, takje khaa me tongwa. Ata tende chea den, ndringdo sambarab je, tende chea de, dendo nyambarab, tende ji, tarchis karshwas samlo khoya de lokden dushi chade loborta dushi chade.
Also, when we speak harsh words to another individual, those harsh words that we speak are the basis for wrong view. And when we are speaking about those, when we are saying those harsh words, then we do not examine in any way whether or not they are virtuous or unvirtuous, whether it is good or bad to say that. We think that this alone is okay and good, and we think that it is right and proper to say this. And so, in this way, we at that point, thinking in this manner, our conception itself is a wrong view.
Ta lokda jewe shi che, lokda jewe shi di tsikzub magyu paribola magyu tsikzub la songwa ne lokda jewe shi yins. Ta de Sambateliya dushe dang, nyumon dang, kulon sumye bale, dan dushe di tata kondu shubdi. Tsikzuba la sobadani shebe kabliya, la sobadani shebe kabliya, dine linye ke taje medangwa, tinte shebadani drikdu sambadi lokden dushe che. Ta tinte lokden dushe di, Dringdu nyambe dushe te tang tagana shingi tang ngargi nusimjo ngargi paributere neba chago sambegi neba chendogi nusimgi kulon niboti ta nisogi topsamarwe kulon niboti ni nyamdo soyo topgi paributeleya nebe tabshi kandijig chene neba gego do sambarwa tindijigi takandara sim be long bo sene dando sim shedang shuk chakbo jungore start never condition wodo jita kangcha sambar tediji da shedang shuk chakbo jungore da interview gi tikable ya tene da sim tamji negab tele ya sim tamji te wangdo gyune negab tele ya khasa di gyulia tene shedang ki sambata mado ba shen ki sambata tamji mingba shen ki sambata meba do chikhan do ares tene da interview gi shedang di lokde gi gen chebe gi da nyumon do chade yewe indusane lokde nyumon sane majibe meba do chade are. lokde changbe nyumo shedang.
So the basis for wrong view, among the four of basis, intention, preparation, and completion, the basis for the wrong view is, for example, saying the harsh words and so forth. So this is primarily thinking, how can I, saying the wrong words to the harsh words to sentient beings. Then for the intent of wrong view, the intent has the three different aspects of the conception, the affliction, and the motivation. And so the conception is what I was just describing. The conception is like when we are speaking harsh words or doing some other similar act, it is not examining whether that act is good or bad and thinking this is okay, this is fine. That is the conception of wrong view. And so this conception that it's okay to do this, and then and together with that there is also the wish, the prior wish to harm that other sentient being, that prior malicious wish to harm the other sentient being. These two motivate, come together, and they motivate one to think what can I do to harm that other sentient being? And so at that point, within the mind, there is really strong, intense desire, unruly or uncontrolled desire. And you think, what can I do to harm that other sentient being? How can I harm them? And so that is a very strong feeling of anger or hatred at that point. And at that time, when there is this hatred, then the mind comes entirely under its control. And at that point, then there is only such hatred, and there is no other intention or thought can be evident or manifest at that time. So this hatred is the affliction that is the condition for wrong view to arise. And so this is called the affliction of wrong view.
And Perubote, Sena, never me Sambaji, Tedejig Samba Shuk Changoji, Gule, Gigres. The end of Samba Shuk, Tender somebody, they locked a gulon in Mara. Locked a gulon. That locked a winning the order, locked a gulon.
And when we have such a strong hatred at that point, we have the feeling that there'd be nothing wrong to killing that other being. When that strong intention arises, that is the motivation of wrong view. So that strong hatred, then the thought there's nothing wrong with killing the other is the motivation of wrong view.
Person Shabibina and this Lorde Gulondi, Tender Lorde Gulondi, Washian, this Lela.
That such a motivation is actually of wrong view. It's actually difficult to recognize, it is said. However, if we illustrate it with an example, then it is a bit easier to recognize that motivation of wrong view.
That Missile Tender Lorde Gulon Tedeci Gayabina, Gupti Dustan, Mishindajic, Kansa Shenjik, second person, some Kansa Shenjiki, or that Koran the Degbe, Sambang and Bakia, the Abu Mare, Sambang and Baki Yomare, Saming Tinde Jambina, Koran, and Song Dungel, Sechimang and Song Dungel, and Yola Sobat. Dunga Yungre last of the Jagger Labjak Gavimina. That Labjak Gamni, Tene de la Pole artist Castle, can't watch heavy mina. Tene Susu Julia, Tagi Lordegi Gulon, the Ditch Gulgavina, Lamsang, 60 to Lord Pagumaras, Lord Mabacheche. The Kurang the Gawad and Miguel is Kurang Shingi and the Tintigaras. Nangala Lapsi Gamos. Tanga Karsura Jigi. 네, 가르쳐다지. 당아 안에 르 당신이다. 나는 르 당사리스. 근데 네 민디 세 냐와라 계속나 개박하면 사르부지. 저거 민도 사르부지. 개박면 사르부지. 드리지기 라그레 드리지 칸이야 드리시. 삼려 날리네야 드리지 대. 드리게 딱 가서 로슈 잡아버리지 드리지 대. 드리지 전주산 따디 로다 차리가 알아. 줄로 구루한데 버려지. 다게 공도 주변은 신기. 다 로달라 드블로 구한데 버 줄로 구한데 발라서 드리게 인주산 다 줄로 구한데 베게 로데스로 차리가 알아. 드리주산에 드리지제 배준 배드리지 천세도 배도 드리지 토안에 뭐시에 제베 민디서 뭐시에 레라루치 오면 성도.
So for example, if there is someone who has that sort of a motivation for the wrong view, and at that point, if there is a second person, another person who comes by who says, you shouldn't have such a horrible thought, you shouldn't have that intention, that's not good, it will not help you. In the future you will fall into the lower realms, it's bad, you'll be born in hell, you'll experience a lot of suffering. So the second person gives the advice and tries to stop the first person. Now, at that point, the person who has the wrong view is unable to hear what the other person is saying. They might respond saying, "Oh, you may know about virtue and non-virtue for yourself. That's fine, but I don't need your advice. I'm decided. I'm going to do it. I don't care if I go to hell from killing that person. It doesn't matter. I'm not afraid. I'm going to kill them anyways." And so, at that time, the person they may say that orally, they may think it mentally. In any case, there is that strong motivation in the mind, and that is the wrong view. And so this type of wrong view is what we call the denial of the cause. We mentioned that there is the denial of the cause and denial of the result. So this wrong view is the denial of the cause. And so by illustrating it with this example, then it becomes easier to understand.
다디 토래야 록데 저와디 간데제레선 록데 저와디 덴데베다 클론디 록데 클론디 뎀버송니 록데 클론디 따테베 다 오늘지 대히 다가란지 가르줘야지 체머르지 송네 다 깨와 치마다 렌데라 소바 되게 들려 삼로 마당치 뒤쪽에 꼬도 줄네 가서다 바지 매바로 차네 근데 삼로 동안 삼로디 베드 매바 차 근데 로데 글론데 야네 양도베 가서 야네 양도 일에 체네 sommerbe 야네 양도 체네 다 간다래 근데 체 runandra marunandra ta medicine mato medicine tuna tangebe karjoje tunda de re chare nge tunda de ndriso sambar ta dindiji lo de yangne yando be karjobaji be chene ene lo shu chaboji yangne yando temba che yusan lo shu chaboji ngores ta de logdegi jorwa de buji mare 다 드네인주산 텔라데네 다 데드비기 시슴 조와 터두 창외 거네 다 예라 시세는 다도 야나 예라 nga세는 다도 가리네 다도 텐데비 거네 다 가서 로다 문도 줄용고 알았어.
Now the preparation of the wrong view is that motivated by that motivation of wrong view, and then we hold that as being true, and we think that's exactly how it is. And then because of that, then we don't think, then if you don't think about the next life, you don't think about karmic cause and effect, you hold that to be, the thoughts of the next life and karmic cause and effect the thoughts of the next life and karmic cause and effect become invisible or hidden at that point. So when we think about, when we bring this motivation of wrong view to mind over and over again, we think, I don't care if it's right or not, I have to kill that other person, and if I kill that person, then I'll have done what I need to do. If we think about that over and over again, we have this really intense state of mind. That is the preparation of wrong view. And so in this way, for the wrong view, we need to have these 4 or 5 different aspects. These are the basis, the intention, the preparation, and the completion. And so these are what are necessary for the wrong view to become truly manifest.
다는 신기 세당 쇼창부 예비는 뇌스미야 바지 창조야래 된다는 신 미드 당부 미드다 가르쳐 주고 잡을 당부배 칸을 주고 잡 되네 랑 릉징도 지그러 봐 드레인주스타네 나게 지가르에 나가 미기와 시보야 배 차기 년가 알았어 아 디디도 루지 미기어서 지잖아 가르쳐지 창조하기 년가 여버스 드레인주스타네 다 미기와 주가 조드라 that 가르쳐지 바지 참 시베 미브레
Now, if at a point when we have that wrong view, we kill another sentient being, then that killing is both killing and it is also the wrong view. Because there's hatred in our mind at that same time, then we probably also have malice. That is also present. When we go and when we are fighting with that other person, then we say things orally, and we also fight them physically. And so at that point, there is also the danger that all four of the non-virtues of speech will also be present. And there is also a danger that the other non-virtues of the mind, of the body, will also occur at the same time. Basically, then, it's not impossible that in that single action, all 10 of the non-virtues might be complete.
Tene dusane ta tele tene jidangi nyomo ba jena ya yigi digwa chebe ngeba ya manas ta pena yigi migewa sumbo dilia yenla changwa ji phaji yigi mige wa sumye nanzen de gyebeta migewa ji yongar chebala yenla changwa de ko yare madobe shedan kyawa jamshige nesim kyawalya shato ya mare tene dusane nyomon kyekyan yige digba chebra migwa de yonde yare tene ji gyunzen dene da yida nyomoni tade shakwa ruchi yida nyomoni tade shakwa ruchi ado shade yusre da yida nyomon yige migwa da more da tibore.
Therefore, the afflictions, when we have an affliction, it is not necessarily one of the misdeeds, one of the mental misdeeds. The 3 non-virtues of mind need to have all 4 of the aspects present. And so if they are not present, then it is not necessarily, if they're not present, it is not one of the mental misdeeds. So the afflictions are not necessarily one of the 3 non-virtues of mind. So, for example, hatred does not necessarily become the malice that is one of the 3 non-virtues of mind. And so it is possible for the afflictions to arise, but for them not to become the misdeeds of the non-virtues of the mind. So in this way, the misdeeds, the non-virtues of mind are separate from the afflictions.
다대한 지당이 이다 녀모사의 컨디션스라면은 이게 추던라우즈레스 추던라우즈레스 nyomo saade chui nange nyomo dabu chires bena ji chui nange dam dabu mad samar mad dabu ji chui nange nyomo dabu zu chari ares den du sane chudang dene chu tangwar chewe tab shinggenjigi chuda nyongmani soso che toores soso che ne chu le nyongman dor chigres guju chu de le mugube nyongma de ban dor dolen chisingre 다가난 신기 케바 남기스 다 니가 케바 사 스콜러 마다 스콜러 케바도 말해 로르단 데마 케바 로르단 데마 디그래 마다야지 빼샤시에 되게 케바도 맞다 빼샤시에 된 케바도 삼삼 괜찮아요 데 로르단 데마 남지 랑도르기 로르단 데베 케바디스 가르쳐서나 녀모데 바 당시 녀모 바파 당시 타버체 바 시워체 이게 타바다 탐지 김백이 가르쳐야지 라만드로를 드니치게레스 나다 룸부스 말베 지 남주에도 미데마디스 가르쳐서나 근데 이디 가르쳐야지 뇽마드 제베 추통다 추다 뇽마니 야마체체 냠도 지 롱제 대한 거지 근데 용어가 알았어 되는 남중 안수 수수기 이당 근데 수수기 이당 아니지 녀모데 빈지지 가르쳐 야와체 마시베 군이지 다 가르쳐 뭐지 버려 차체 뭐지 버서마다 지 런시지 버려 차체 아니 지보다 레디오 말다 다 이미 다 런시지 베서지 딱 한다 태워 가버지 이 수수샘데 레온데 수수시가 당 수수샘데 예베 걸려야 랑기 랑기 지 녀모다 제데 용대야지 디 녀모다 수수샘데 카테 마시베 다들이 온데요. 아들이 주산 티주zel 데네 에너지 가수라 나솔이야 저 강에 마음 차야지 도시한데요래.
So we need to. So what are the mind and the afflictions like? Well, the mind is like water. And the afflictions are like silt in the water, silt that makes the water cloudy and unclean. But someone who is skilled in the methods for filtering water is able to separate out the pure water from the silt and the muck. They're able to take the water and they're able to put it to use and separate it from the afflictions. Likewise, there are the wise. So the wise here means the intelligent. It doesn't necessarily mean people who are learned in books. It means people who are intelligent and able to distinguish what should be done from what should not be done. These wise people are able to cast aside the afflictions and purify the water of the affliction, purify the mind of the afflictions, and then bring it along the path to the ultimate result of liberation and omniscience. What fools do is fools are unable to separate the two. It's like they drink the water and the silt together, not caring how it's going to, understanding how it's going to harm them. They cannot discriminate between the two. And so for us, it's as if there is no distinction between the mind and the afflictions. We cannot distinguish them from each other. For us, it's like the nature is the same, the essence is the same. Actually, the essence isn't the same, but we are unable to distinguish the two. And at the moment that the afflictions occur in our mind, we are unable to separate out those afflictions and distinguish them from the character of our own mind. And we are not able to recognize that the mind is different from the afflictions. And this causes us many problems.
다드네 데르제다 되게네 이게 미겨 디 배전서 슈심 버르체 이게 미겨 시스템 저와도 선수 배전서 슈심 버르체.
So that was an illustration of the three non-virtues of mind, an illustration of the basis, intention, preparation, and completion.
다드네 le gidi jiya sade jiwa da yawa sade ta mangboji karshwe ji mangboji xiadu tadi reshindu shumago chesha yagamen rosam chengdu.
Now there are distinctions. There are a lot of subtle distinctions between the virtuous and misdeeds, and I think it's not necessary to describe them all.
단 dorna ma ji karshwe kebe digba cheang kaza lubu digba chungya ji kebe digba cheang karsha yang sa ji giji jorba chesa keba tezol digba chimbo jebe ibineya jigo shitayo manes lumbu tezol digba chunjunju mato mewe jigo chimbo chalo resa ji giji karresana keba tezol digba chi shungbo ibineya ko digba de shakang hako chi digba chimbo sayo ibineya ko digba shakang hako yun yusane digba shaya beso lumbu tezol digba chunjunju mato chemewe ibineya di shakang hamago di digba di kone kombe du chine digba mashabe ibina digba saade kone kombe du yongde yaris nagorba dren yusane ji di gyunzel dene ji lumbu digba chungyang ji karsu yangsa gije chigarba ta dren yusane tindewe kone ta ji ngar digba migewa ngaranzu tset dilya ji digba migewa ta 나소지 쉐야레 인두산 되게대야 수수 템바다 마템바 탐제 간다르지 수수기 가르 파 르랑의 소머베 imagination 소머베 다 자게르 비치네 상상을 비체제 파 상물로지 상종 제과디 계집시다 이사레 안 코아 토마메바네 아주지 디바 나바 나소지 쉐야레 되게되네 아주 젠도고 만다 다 젠도고 말데 이미네야 야와세다 제바 단도나 이시기 전에 제바 참지 야와세다 제바당 안에 추순 자와숨 라소바다 간다 이시기 전에 제바 참지 방부르 쇼베 도안에 수수기 딱 간다를 코난 수역이 켄지 마켄지 마시바다 마공바지 매비 인두산에 안에 같이 코난주 가제시바 네 디바 같이 제바 코난주 켄바데 시바 같이 제비네 탐지 샤기 인사마르 드리지게 거는 샤바체비미네야 난 드리여비메라 단도나 샤종기 털라 베네다 도시 창외 거는 샤종기 털을 매부치 거야데 계속 있어.
And so it's basically as is said. The wise may do a great misdeed, but it is light. A fool may do even a small misdeed, but it is heavy. And so it is said, if the wise may do even a great misdeed, but it is light. The reason is that even if wise people have done a great misdeed, they know the methods to confess and purify that misdeed, and so therefore it is light. The fools may have only done a small misdeed, and yet they do not know how to confess it, and so it grows stronger and stronger. If we do not confess our misdeeds properly, then they will confess and purify our misdeeds, then they will go stronger and stronger. And so this is why a fool may do even a small misdeed, and it is heavy. And so this is, when we say even here, what this means is that there are the misdeeds we have done in the past in this life. We've done various misdeeds and non-virtues in this life, some that we remember and some that we do not. And so we should imagine that we are imagine them all, or bring them all to mind, and imagine that we are confessing them. It is important for us to do this. Likewise, there are various different misdeeds that we have done since from beginningless samsara, and we do not remember these. But the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, all those who have the eyes of wisdom, so the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas, as well as the three roots and the three supreme ones, they all have the eyes of wisdom, so we can take them as witnesses There is not a single misdeed that we have done that they do not know, that they have not seen and have not understood. And so we can imagine that we are confessing all of the misdeeds that they have seen, that they have known and understood, taking them as witnesses, and imagine that we are confessing them all. And and so it is important for us to make such confessions and purifications with the 4 powers of confession.
다드네 펜소기 개발지 펜소기 레기 개발지 펜시기 레도 조시기 레기 개발을 두두시비나 정면에 선보.
Now, I thought it would be also good to speak a little bit about the difference between propelling karma and completing karma. Propelling karma and completing karma.
펜시기 레사다 가르지레사나 덴주로 깨와 펜시섬을 덴주기 류렌제 딱하나 델라야 덴주로 바 펜드라 레디 덴주 펜시기 레이비나 레게와이비 예바당 년주 펜시기 레이나 미기웨이 빙예바 펜시기 레레야 옹예바예브레 이내 조시기 레는 네바 메스 덴주양 조 덴주 겨와레야 조시기 레 미기웨 조거든데 용데 유스레 년주 겨와레나야 조시기 레 게웨 조거든데 용데 유스레 리두산 디규스데네 조시기 레레야 녜바베스.
Now, the propelling karma, such as the karma that propels rebirth in the higher realms, is certain. The propelling karma that propels or causes rebirth in the higher realm is definitely virtuous. The propelling karma that causes rebirth in the lower realms or propels the rebirth in the lower realms is definitely non-virtuous. So the propelling karma is definite, but the completing karma is not definite. It is possible to be reborn in the higher realms, but to have unvirtuous completing karma. Likewise, it is also possible to be born in the lower realms, but to have the virtuous completing karma. So the completing karma is not definite.
가서 라서바 진짜게 미기웨기 가서 제바 진짜야 요레스 다나신 이달라 소베기 녀저기 땡래야 지야 변주로 부숨 쳐봐 대연롱저 부숨 쳐봐 다 진짜야 요레스 진짜 지속 기ven지 버레스 너나 펜시에니 개외 팡와 컨시지라 조제데 개외 조바지다 미개외 조바지 니야 펜시 미개외 팡바텔라 조제데 개외 조바지다 미개외 조바지 제 딱한다 무시르지 쓰야 있으래.
For example, there are people who are born in the higher realms, but their faculties are not complete. They have bad health or short lifetimes or are impoverished and so forth. This is because they have had the unvirtuous completing karma. Likewise, there are people who are born there are beings who are born as hungry ghosts and so forth in the lower realms, but they are born very prosperous and wealthy with all the sensory pleasures, and that is a result of their virtues. So to sum it up, when you have the propelling karma, if there is virtuous propelling karma, the completing karma may still be virtuous or unvirtuous. There are these 2 types. Likewise, your birth may be propelled by an unvirtuous propelling karma, and yet the completing karma may also be virtuous or unvirtuous. There are 4 alternatives.
다들래요.我们最拿了了。就是펜시기 레지기叫찍마도 배叫도마 펜도 말이야. 펜시기 레지기 깨와 찍마도 깨와 망고 팬도 말레스 드니르자네 나 다나 신기 레 투말라 때네 깨와 투마 팬마마도베야 레 투말라 때네 깨와 찍 팬바데 메시지 근데 송유스래
In the treasury of Abhidharma,
다나시 조세기 레레야 된다부지 있으래 조세기 레레네 조세기 레지기 아니야 지 가르래 찍마도 민중화 데 도마마도 민중화 사르 드립지미로
in the treasury of Abhidharma, it states that if we have a single propelling action or propelling karma, this propels a single birth in karma. It does not propel multiple births in karma, in samsara. Likewise, you do not have multiple karmas or multiple actions propelling a single rebirth. Multiple actions propel multiple rebirths, not a single rebirth. And it is similar also with the completing karma. A single completing karma yields one result. It's not that one yields many results or that many yield one result.
ngomba kunju na no lia ne leji gi lujik da thuma niga phenge yawa thume yang jik da thuma niga phenge yawa la so ba de so yusre.
However, in the compendium of Abhidharma, it is said that a single action can propel either a single body or multiple bodies, and that multiple actions can propel either a single body or multiple bodies.
Today, da hobe thome da hobe ini de da Quran ni gumje ni ru she. Da di gumje ni gi karjure ji ti ze 측이 자 다들 되네 될이야 딱 개버스 시주민이라 뭐 용돼 있어요. 군세니 이 샤바디 측 타테바마도 베 측타 테바좀도 마스베 된게 공부야 타테바 인스 송이들이 용돼 있어요. 양 가시기 측타 테바좀 된게 공부디 다 공부 갈매 진짜 저봐야 용돼 있어요.
Now, Asanga and Vasubandhu were actually brothers. And so, because in terms of their words, their words are different, then there have been different ways of explaining this among different masters. Some masters say that the words are different and the meaning is also different. Other masters will say that even though the words are different, the meaning is actually the same and there is no contradiction. And so there are various different explanations.
The Goma Game the Juju Candidate Shivi Mina Tadati Wamba Jug Nalolea, Robin is soon they are the then mid the Vugi Ritungi Kawachi Pensig Lady mid the Ritungi Kawachi Mada Begi Rigmitum be Kawa Mango Pengamares Ritungi Kawasam Mikona Rory Jogunane Migi and Ritungi Kawachi Pengaramadobe, Rigmidi Kawatuma Pengamare which the which Goma Menros. Then a Loven Tomegi soon they are the Legic Kawatuma Pengares at the Karasana. Then Mijigi Carso let Tom Den Sabateladen, let Top the Sabateladen, me Kawa Chikona Maima, me Kawa Nida Sum the Shida Nada Jadonla Soba, me Kawatuma Pengares. The Industana, Twinkie Chalacomanga Meres, the nation in the Cabat de Yon de Usare, Tati Jebachigure.
Now, when scholars state that their positions are not contradictory, then the way they explain it is they say that in the treasury of Abhidharma, which was written by Vasubandhu, that the karma that results in birth as a human is resulting in the type of birth as a human, and so you're born within that karma is only resulting in birth as a human, not as one of the other 6 types of beings, and so it is not certain that it is just one birth as a human. It might be multiple. In Asanga's explanation, when it says that one birth causes multiple rebirths, then he's saying that one action that causes, if a being does an action that is very strong, then that causes rebirth as a human, then it might cause 1 or 2 or 3 or 100 different rebirths as humans. And so in this way, the two explanations are not contradictory, they say. But this is something that we do need to examine.
드린 pen 네데 망가바도디 네데 망가바도디 겨정 겨정을야 드네 가르쳐지 수년 피할 때네 다지 겨정 펜버레스 드네 순거 드린 두스타네 네데 망가바디 겨정 펜버디 수년 피할 때네 수년 피할 피에 레치기 펜버레다 마레스 다 레치기 펜버 인슬 라바이미나 드네 가르쳐야 양 원반 주에단 게도 안 그렇지 레지기 펜바 마인슬라 소나 가르쳐야지 다양 쿠란 펜바 쿠란 디 가르쳐야 돼 쿠란기 중심당 가르쳐 로유당 말로 다 쿠란 중화당 게도 그렇지 다들 드리고 뭐 깨지 뭐 시야 있어라 다들 시야 먹어지.
For example, there is the story of Aniruddha, who gave alms and therefore took 15 births as a result of giving alms. And so the question is whether the 15 births that Aniruddha took from giving alms, whether they were propelled by a single action or not. Now, if you say that they were only propelled by a single action, then you are contradicting the explanation in the treasury of Abhidharma. But if you say that they are not caused by a single propelling action, then that contradicts the sources, and so this is the discussion.
예래다 다드네 가르쳐주네 나주디 가르쳐다 되지 나오네 뇽어 녜벨레다 뇽어 망에벨레 콜이야 도두슈비입니다.
Now I thought it'd be also good to speak a little bit about the difference between definitely and indefinitely experienced actions.
다 되려야 가르쳐에 삼신도 제신 사베게 레지당 되네 삼신도 제신 사베 레데 뇽왕에베 레체 뇽왕 망에바데 삼신도 제라 마사베 레데 뇽왕 망에베 다다디 사딩에 나로리아 사이무시거리아 뇽왕 녜베 레데 가르샤나르스나 삼신도 되네 삼신도 제신 사벨레데 용왕예벨레당 되네 삼신도 제라 마사벨레데 용왕망예벨레 인체제 되네 송여브레.
So karma that is intentionally committed but not accumulated, and that is intentionally committed and accumulated, is definitely experienced. Karma that is intentionally committed but not accumulated is indefinitely experienced. And so this is as described in the five texts on the levels, in the section on the main practice, where it says that definitely experienced karmas, actions, are those that are intentionally committed and accumulated. Those are definitely experienced. Those that are intentionally committed but not accumulated, those are indefinitely experienced.
대한 되네 가르슬라다 제라 마사바디 pena milam gi nalo le ya de ji so che bala so ba che ba de in che la ma sa ba yin de ji sun de ya ji.
So there's the difference between committed and accumulated, and committed but not accumulated. And so here, killing that we do in dreams, for example, is committed but not accumulated.
Tema yin ba ngun su da ji so che ba de bu de de ne che sa ni ga chang wa yin.
And killing that is other than that, that where we is killing that is both committed and accumulated.
다 룽아 듬부 텔이야 되네 다 공도 쉬바는 실 차리 유스레 이기 숨부 텔이야 되네 가르지 살아 마제바 사데 이기 숨부 텔 살아 마제바 메스 제라 마사바사데 되네 체동 아는 마제베이나 생기 제도 주발라 되네 요 말했을 때
And so that is how it is for the 7 non-virtues of body and speech there, as I just described. For the 3 of mind, there are no acts of mind that are done but not committed, or that are committed but not accumulated. And likewise, there is no getting others to do the 3 of the mind.
che ma che de sa ma sa sa di kande showers this that delia ji this mera chikar shedan this mera usare kashe sana che ma che sa de karasana jorwa che ma che resta jorwa so che jorwa chawa une di so che chawa une che ma che des sa ma sa sa di ngushi gi le sa ma sa la jogures de la guares.
And so what is the difference between committing and not committing, and accumulating and not accumulating? There are some who describe this, who say that the difference between committing and not committing is whether we've gone through the preparations, whether or not we've actually done the actions that lead to the commission. And the accumulating and not accumulating depends upon whether there's the actual basis of the act or not.
Nina tinde shawi min this jigyo mana min dibi ginzen kare sanam bena sala majebe leji tine shakala ka chayo ras tada kon shaba na tinde shawi min sala majebe le sade shada kala ka chayo ras kare sana jora majebe la ngushi dubya mana ras bena so jebe jora majebe la so jebe ngushi le to mana ras tine hindustane so jebe lega majebe la so chiga mana ras so chiga mebe hindustane 다디 살아 마제베 공근 주주 된된 자서는 살아 마제베 레지 매번 차도고 도세 되시요.
However, this is not quite right, and the reason for this is that there are actions that are accumulated but not committed, and these would be impossible under that distinction. The reason why it would be impossible is that if you do not do the preparation, for example, in killing, if you do not do the preparation, all the acts that lead up to killing, then there is no way that you can have committed the action. Without doing them, you cannot kill. And if that were the case, then there would be no way that you'd be able to accumulate the action without committing it.
양 카시에서나 체라 싹바사데 레체라 마사바사데 님부터 나밍기 드부 가르쳐야지 좀 투바실이야 되네 제라 마사바스 라고레스 살라 마제베사디 가르쳐야지 살라 마제베사디 시섬 저 터도 상의 권에 의식이 내데 마제베체 이나야 다디기 지가르에 실을 쇼가 좀 섬어베 다디네 권에 가르쳐야지 시섬 저 터도 상의 권에 뭐임체 이나야 다디기 지 소저베기 실이야 쇼의 민주산에 아니 의식된데 나민기 지부 진기 아레스트리 주산에 디준센테네 샤고레 살아서 딱한데 여러 번 보십시오. 다들 드시 시험 먹어체.
Some people also talk about karma that has been committed but not accumulated, and they describe this as actions that can be overcome by applying the whose full ripening can be overcome by applying the antidote. Then there's karma that is accumulated but not committed, this is karma where where the basis, the intention, and the basis, intention, preparation, and completion are not all present. So, but instead, these are ones where you engage in the basis for the action, but not all four. The basis, intention, preparation, and completion are not all present. But by merely engaging in the basis of the action, then you experience a result that is connected with the full ripening of that. And so basically there are many different complicated explanations here, and we don't need to speak about them too much.
다들 인도산에 딱 하나 돈다 도도르디 에네 지 가르쳐 남이 뇽에다 베네다 당기 주변한 신기 남이 뇽어랑에 베레제다 남이 뇽어 망에 베레제 나바니야레스 드네 인도산에 남이 뇽어 망에 베레데 샤과 쳬베이나 드네 다투레스 다티고 디 셴모가체 다 남이 뇽어 녜베 레디 다 쳬신 싹베 레디 샤과체는 다투고레다 말해서디 다지 가로디 개침으로직 저와럽 개침으로직 샤도 여기를 섬 정도.
The basic point here is that there are two different types of karma. That there is karma that whose results is definitely experienced, and karma whose results is not definitely experienced. And so, with the karma that is not definitely experienced, if we confess it, there's no need to mention that if we confess it, it can be purified. But with the karma that is definitely experienced, karma that has been committed and accumulated, one important question that we need to consider is whether it can be purified through confession or not.
텔레야 경험이 도시기 가르송 알았잖아. 경험이 도시기 에 팀에게 놀이야. 되네 용에게 레드소 샤바체베 이내야 지부자와는 용 먹어 봐. 남이 지부자와는 용 먹어 봐. 차요 말레스. 이내야 용에게 레드래 샤바체베 이나 팽유 요레스. 가르레스나 되네 샤바 마체베 이미나 다 불륜기 깨 배웠는 신. 아주 미질 불륜지 야르 연주산 담보 불륜디 고모 야도 뭐 야르면 대개가 배 연주산 제마 고모 돈라지스 치지스들 차로 뭐 대단한 신기 아니 가지고 딕버디 폐용 거 알아서 되는 연주산 되게 텐드비기 폐화된 거야래야 펜도요 레스 되는 송래 다디 팀밍을 로들 제가 임텐드입니다.
What the 8th Karmapa Mikya Dorje says about this is that in the tradition of the foundation vehicle, with actions that karma that is definitely experienced, then it cannot be completely purified. That definitely experienced karma cannot be completely purified, but there is still benefit to confessing it. And the reason for that is that if you do not confess it, then it is like compound interest. When you take a loan, you have the principal, and then you get more and more interest. And so the loan you may borrow $100, but it'll become $1,000 or $10,000. Similarly, the misdeeds will grow and compound. And if we confess the action properly, then we can prevent it from increasing. And so this is the tradition of the foundation vehicle.
다 디와 심비로리아 용에게 레티즈이네야 샤와차요 그러지 레주송샤 용에게 레티 샤와차요 그래서.
But in the Mahayana tradition, it is said that we are able to purify the definitely experienced karmas as well.
다 원하지 나주디 지부추미서와 사실 기시에어와 내게 지부추미서와 기시에다 가라서나 샤바 마제비나 어느 거 유이사베 디 뉴바체 사베 톱던데바 이메 인두산 텔데네 진주 뇽예바레 샤바 제비나 어느 거 가르스베지 사베 뉴메디 체도예베 인상 네 지부 뇽고 마레스 이네야 다 수수기 디벨레 참부 시비지 사여비나 디벨레 또부치 시비지 사여비미나 디 샤종 제베걸로야 샤종 그 톱신도 채워지당 샤종기 년보다 유링도 땡고 그래서 맞다 다가서 지 샤과 제버 점식이 다르지 지 까만 가시지 샤과 제버 좀 다르어 많이 봐 샤종 그 유링도 채고 그래서 대야 남유 배수를 셔주산에 되네 전주선바 매도한다제디 전주선바 매도한다제디 예부바와 진기 전주선바 매도한다제디 종소로와 전주선바 매도한다제디 종연주산은 거기 최대적인 로체와 창아에 봐도 최대적인 로체와 창아에 봐도 니머를야 뒤숨도 디종셔버려 뒤숨숨 디종셔 제베이네야 되네 체편에 냐와 남엘에 렌지 깨서버렸어 되네 기시야 다들 가르쳐서는 되네 가르쳐 이제 유 년보시비지 그런 게 전주선바지 중국 인상 뒤규제 그런 샥바도 제야를 샥바 제비네야 되네 가르쳐야지 단동야 나냐와 남엘에 렌지 깨고 바로지 되지 총화를 했어 다들 가르쳐서는 뒤 가르친 거로서는 수수 디바 또버치 시비지 사여비입니다 아니 디바디 가르쳐 샤베 걸어야 가르쳐 샥식이 년보 톱신도 채워지 땡고래 다가나신 대한 유ring도 배 샥와 채고래 레송어래 네 유산 디규제 된 데소양 계셔버려 이사를 삼정이.
And then the next topic is the inevitability of karma. If we do not confess our wrong actions, then they're like seeds that are potent, they're powerful seeds, and the result will definitely be experienced. However, if we confess these actions, then these seeds, the power, they can be made impotent and unable to affect us. However, if we have done a misdeed that is extremely strong, then our confession also needs to be extremely powerful and extremely long-lasting. It's not like we can just sort of confess it for a moment or two and then be done with it. You have to confess it with a long time, with a strong antidote. For example, there is the story of the bodhisattva named Metodadze in Tibetan. In Sanskrit, it's
previous life, marve.
The previous life, yeah.
Gampopas.
Yes, it's a previous incarnation of Gampopa named Metodadze. And he was killed by a king. Now the king built a stupa for the Bodhisattva, and then for a period of 50 million years he went and he made confessions at that stupa for 3 times a day. And yet he was still reborn in the incessant hell in his next lifetime.
One time.
Or once in the incessant hell. The reason for this is because he had a very powerful object whom he killed, a bodhisattva whom he killed. And so even though he confessed, he was still reborn once in the incessant hell. And so for that reason, when we are confessing a strong, if we have committed a powerful misdeed, when we confess and purify it, then we need to have an antidote that is extremely powerful, and we need to apply it for a long time.
Tane 가르쳐 다지 탐지 캠에 공부 토야 매버르치 드레 순가라 세틸이야 탐지 캠에 공부 토야 매버르치 어다 드레 순아야 어라 드레 두산에 다 텔라서다 되게 남샤 망고지 샤이스레
Likewise, it is also taught of the bodhisattvas. If a bodhisattva commits one of the root downfalls, they can confess and purify it. Though they may purify that root downfall, they will not achieve omniscience in that lifetime. And so it's like that. And there are many different intricacies to the presentations of karma.
드린데 샤바나 신기 제제 트릭스마르베 다 벽에 제제 트릭스다 틱접이샤바나 신베 가서 딱딱 드네지 요마네 가장 공도시바나 신기 드네지 레기틱 사데베 뇽라 사보 드네 가르웨지 가장 쉬바나 신기 미지기 라바르도 페나 가르웨지 가라고 당제 답변 집어서야돼 가서 레긴 집이나 답변 집어서야돼 튜몽을 내 쪼치거든 송도와 답변 집어서 튜몽을 내 쪼치거든 대미 디산 접을래야 록다제 망고 로버타웨기 록다제 망고에 인두산 디 더블 때네 양고 가르쳐지 튜몽을 내대 양 록다티 슈체에 인두산 텔 때네야 답변 집어 지소양 this karwe logde ki tangje la longje yar de yong de yare kan yang le gyunde sa di ngajo nam je sam da ju sane samlo tab de bro ji chen di gi samlo tangje ma che ji ada di karwe chenguma de cherunguma da dizule samlo ma dang she an dari chen dile ya ko yang wo che re gewa shi star di ne kolya 기부 연구면도 곧 디고 체르디나 콜 동해 연구면도 사르지 다들 이제 곧 태가 삼로를 당들어 봐 내라 버지 안 다는 신기 삼삼 레균데사데 믿음이 나다 코사르 진짜기 버루 레균데게 가르르데 서클 섬을 다지 레균데게 콜로르데 나다 켜 버루 마던 제바 메베서 삼단디가 아래 진짜 뭐 레균데사데 딱 안다르지 충산의 시에는 정보링 최산의 시에는 전에 가서 동수미지 지딩이 감다 텔레파 자체는 딱 안다 지딩이 감 가서다 집에 여기 지딩이 가서 지딩이 감 탐제다 다 엔지 심 탐제다 저거여야 돼 버리지 근데 저거 차대 안 버리지 지금 저거 좀 돼 버리지 리시레샤 되네 뉴스단에 근데 지금 드부지 영말 셔발이야 다디 지 꼬라시 비지 잡지 때베 가르쳐야 돼 가르쳐 다디 스텝 잠을 규림 삼기미 개베다 규림 망보시 비지 규제 로가지 미 인두산 디균젤 되네 데데 지금 아주 넘기 삼다데버나지 레라버지다 답데버지다 지 가르쳐에 다진지 매버래 드린 유산 디균선 때네 상매기 가서에 도섬 삼 야채산의 삼동가도 계속 있어.
And so, as I've described, when we talk about the differentiation between virtue and non-virtue, it's not like something where we can draw a line in between the two and have a tight line where we easily can distinguish between one or the other. As I mentioned the other day, it is extremely complicated. It's extremely difficult and complicated. In particular, when we think about, it's not just the results of one person, one person's actions. When we think about the dominant results of our actions, these are shared karma. Primarily, they are shared karma. These days in the world, there are many people who have wrong views, and so as a result of this, in this world, that we will see the results of the because this wrong view is so strong, we will see the results of the dominant results of that wrong view, and that will primarily we will experience these results, and these are primarily the dominant results of wrong views. And so. Normally, when we think about karmic cause and effect, we have a kind of a narrow view of it. We think of it as being just something that affects us, something of this life. We only think about the actions of this life. We don't think about about the past lives and so forth. We only think in this lifetime, we think, oh, this person is such a virtuous person, they do such good things, and yet they always experience suffering. How can that be? Or we think that there's someone who always does misdeeds, and yet they never experience any suffering, and we wonder and doubt how it can be. But karmic cause and effect is not just something in between one person and another. It's not just between me and you. It's like this incredible cycle, and the long circle that it takes a long time to cycle around. It's not merely between just one person and the next. Karmic cause and effect is something that, if we think about it on the small scale, is between all the beings on this earth, and on the large scale, it is between all the beings in this universe, or between all the beings in all of the different world realms and universes that can be, which are all mutually connected. And because it is such a huge scale, then it takes a long time for a single result to work its way through that cycle and become fully ripened. There are many different steps that it needs to go through. So it is not nearly as simple or as straightforward as we might think it should be. And so this is something that it is extremely important for us to keep in mind. And we need to think about it in a more expansive manner.
단 너랑 아 상월로 너나 근데 디둑은 제가 추대봐 디둑 슈겐디 찌개질 되게 여버데 서비스라래 라바디선 저블리 지 가도 채팅 뒤럽 information error this 인자 되게 아 상월로 close together somewhere ngar리자 타 녀르치 ngar리자 베지 가서 제타 녀르치 알아 디규즈들 가서 서비스라 쳐요 다 인두산 다텔라 디두근 제반 주대버체 지기질 슈겐 되게여버체 다 슈겐 되게여버 겐쿠고 겐쿠로 쳐벌이야 니지기세면아 핀수인들라 참바다 제외 세매비나 근데 겐쿠 말봐 근데 제외 셈사데 개춤십 차려 드리진 겐쿠르 개버차 제외 셈사데 시나 개춤을 제외 셈지여비미나 아주 지기질이 간다 편도 쳐부직 차리어라. 다 다는 신기 다 냉가르버디 레균제 랑도르 차시 시버사데 다기 공도 시버난 신기 아주 셰토야 깔아 가보시라래. 다 임비네 냉가르버디 그 유고만 넘기 가르송 알았잖아. 다 레균제 랑도르시야 냉가도 가 투도 알았잖아. 아니 가르주르잖아. 랑기 유엔에 다와다 신기 유엔이 차는 다와데 개침으로 했어. 가르잖아. 다 생기 경경가 중대나 때네 바지 기딕 랑도르차 사데 응아깔 합시다로 때네 두사 랑기 교니 다 랑리 교인 가려 용고이메 다 대한지 gyöne tasya susula criticizing chadabaji susulia duja chadaba susul merapodaba nirmani susul shatsa susul ningje susul ya zewa shabe ton odadi 가르지 ngal nizu 가르인고도 problem 가르인고도 디디체 샤사 닝제베 톤 디체르 마도야 수수 두보다 ngal에 두고 ngal에 녜바사르 디게 좀 말해 디지 생기 연den게 차나다네 생기 상배 연den게 차는 때네 네 대달이야 그지차 디디 개좀 차대요 딘데게 토안에 딱 안들어 랑기 꿰네 따와도 생기 연den게 차나 따와디 충분히미나 아니 랑기 ngangi 지 기디 발란스하데 야버지용아이 버지 마다베 소소 ngaje시비시 미신다 경경가 되더나 안 기디 발란스하데 뒤나마메 인두산디 균선데네 안 사메게 데톨샤로나샤이 안 두즈디 디즈 사송 이나테 타디 디스 개맘도가 항상 보드가야 되디유사 다시 개맘인도
And so we can see, that all of our happiness and all of our pains are produced by each other. We have influence on each other. Especially now, we can see this in the information age that we are in now. We are all drawn closer and closer together. Our ties are with each other getting closer. So it is easier to see how our own happiness and sadness is linked with everyone else's, how we are all mutually linked to each other and affect each other. And so since we can see that the situation, then it is important for us to have compassion for each other and to benefit each other. We need to have affection for each other. If we do not have that, it will not work out well at all. And so it is important for us to keep this in mind and have love and affection for each other. And if we do that, then we'll be able to bring benefit for one another. As I have said before, the main point is that the properly doing what needs to be done and not doing what shouldn't be done in terms of karmic cause and result is very difficult to understand and very subtle. However, it is as the great Kagyu masters of the past have said, the main thing we need to keep in mind is that we need to view our own faults and look at our own faults and look at others' qualities. And the reason for this is that if we always look at other people's qualities and if we always look at other people's faults, and only pay attention to those, then it would be difficult for us to do what we should do and give up what we shouldn't do in cause and effect. And so we should always look at our own faults. And yet saying that doesn't mean that we should be always criticizing ourselves, giving ourselves a hard time and being down on ourselves. Instead, we need to do this with affection. We need to do it with compassion for ourselves and affection and tenderness for ourselves. We need to understand what our situations and what our problems are in a compassionate and tender way, and then we will be able to change them. We shouldn't be constantly criticizing ourselves and down upon ourselves. And likewise, we should always look at the qualities of others. So if we look at the good qualities, the excellent qualities that others have, and respect those qualities. And so when we look at our own faults and view others' qualities, then this is the basis for us to be able to actually properly do what we should do and give up what we should give up and not do what we shouldn't do. Otherwise, if we are always proud of ourselves and think that we're really great, then there's no way that we're going to be able to stop doing what we shouldn't do and do what we should do. So that is how it basically is. Now I've gone a little bit over time, but since we're here in Bodh Gaya, it doesn't make much difference.